Hello, and welcome back to your Weekend Superheroes podcast. Today is September 28th. 8th.
You almost had
back.
it.
Guys, we have so much to cover today, so we're going to do this as quick as we possibly can. We're going to introduce your character. We're going to start to my left. Darius, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling amazing right now. I feel this is going to be the greatest podcast ever. On the top,
on the
top 5
God.
list.
Wow, Darius
after
is drunk.
this week.
Wait, like
And,
our top 5 or
Darius,
just,
we don't number things. They're in no particular order.
yeah. Studies show that we don't number things.
Darius, I got a question for you. And this is
right off the bat.
Yeah, no, this is important, actually. So we're going to ask you, actually, it's a sort of a dual question. Number one, what's your zombie safe haven in the event of a zombie apocalypse? Your zombie safe haven and your weapon of choice, but it cannot be a firearm of any kind.
My zombie safe haven.
Hey, saving.
It's mine saving, yeah?
What is your safe haven?
Can you do this in British?
My safe haven would be my buddy's house, who owns quite a few guns than I do. I would feel more safe there than any other place.
Those are fantastic words. Hey, Pat,
Wait, he didn't say his weapon.
Were they even
What was
words?
his weapon?
do you really want to move on from this?
He owns quite a few guns than I do.
Pat, how you feeling today?
Better than Darius.
I had a long
What's your
weekend.
fave saving in case of a zombie apocalypse, and what would be your weapon of choice given no firearm?
All right, my saving would be Walmart. They got everything. They have weapons. They have food.
Cheap as dirt.
But here's the thing, though. Everyone's going to go there.
Oh,
So you're going to have to battle off everybody else.
that's just
for what's
part
in
of
there.
that's part of the perks. Is you get to kill all the people of Walmart.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
Steve?
we've all wanted to. Do you want to know my weapon or?
Yeah.
Let's
Are
go
we
back to
skipping-
Darius.
Yeah, we skipping that part? Because I completely skipped that.
Are we going to tack back around to that? Or?
I'm sorry. Pat, what would be your weapon of choice given no firearm?
I think I'd have to go with a bow and arrow. It's quiet. It's got range.
Yeah, but say there's like 90 of them coming at you. What's a bow and arrow going to do?
Kill them when I shoot them.
As long as they stand in line, what's your big move here?
Okay, sorry. Bow and arrows. I'm going to have more than one arrow.
Yeah.
Steve,
you're
how you
going to have
feeling
like
today?
a quiver on your back? Like
Oh, yeah.
I feel all right.
Yeah.
Better than I felt this weekend, but I feel all right.
All right, good. Nice to see we're moving forward.
Yeah.
Steve,
Hi.
what's your hafe saving?
My hafe saving.
And then what is your zombie weapon of choice given no firearm?
He won't even worry about the weapon, so just don't worry about it.
Okay. My hafe saving would be T-Dog's house, our buddy.
Steven.
Trevor
Yeah.
is his name.
Okay, Trevor,
and,
yeah.
and why would we go to Trevor's house?
Because, well, I can't use a firearm, but he's got a lot of them. So he's going to keep me safe because, we're buds.
That's adorable.
Buds.
Yeah.
Not bad.
But my weapon of choice, I would have to go Michonne style. That samurai sword.
Samurai.
Yeah. I like it. I mean, it's pretty sweet.
Let's talk about what movie scared the bejesus out of us. One that really cut us to the core.
The Notebook.
Terrifying. That whole love concept?
Yeah. Scares us. With one person for the rest of your life?
Like,
my God.
imagine being stuck in that one moment
Yes.
in time for all that time, and then all of a
Wait.
sudden,
Am I the only one that's never seen the Notebook?
I've actually
Shut
never.
up.
I've actually never seen it either.
really?
I've never
Good
seen
movie.
it. Who's seen it here?
Me. That's a great movie.
Yeah, just Steve then.
Sean, I've seen your Netflix queue.
I will swear
It
to
just
God
says
that
like
I've
the Notebook,
never
and then like
seen it.
5 times the Notebook spelled
P.S.
wrong.
I love you. It's all these.
No, they have good soundtracks.
Can we talk real? A scary movie that scared the shit out of us. Something that we won't forget, and that has really instilled this nightmarish bullshit into our mind.
All right, does it have to be like an actual scary movie?
It doesn't.
Or
It
okay.
Like a scary moment.
It doesn't. A movie that has really stuck with you, that no matter what, you can't
So
shake.
the one that scared the shit out of me was a Matt Damon movie. I think it's called Contagion.
Oh, yep.
I
Like,
never saw that.
oh man, like they get this super bug, and like someone gets on a plane, and it just starts spreading
nope.
around the world. And and I have some friends that are in the medical field, and they're
Nope.
like, you know what the scary thing is?
That's real.
Is that could happen
Yeah, that's
pretty
real shit.
easily.
Oh, right. So a lot of these can actually. Steve.
I mean, there's not a lot of scary movies that I've like. Now I'm just like, yeah, whatever. But the first time I tried watching The Exorcist, I was by myself at my parents' house in the basement with the lights off at about 2 a.m. And I made it about 3 minutes into the movie when like she has the candle in the attic and it like flames up. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Shit yourself.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna watch this. I'm done.
How old were you?
Probably like 12. I was like, nah,
right.
this ain't happening.
25, 26.
I thought it was like last week.
But now, I mean, I can watch any of that shit. It's not. Actually, you know what? No. The Skeleton Key. Did you ever see that movie?
I did. I
That
love the Skeleton.
scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And I was probably 23 or 24 when I
Yeah.
watched that. Because black magic and voodoo, that shit is scary.
Did you know The Exorcist was based on a real event?
So they say.
One, it wasn't a girl, it was a boy. Two, they mentioned nothing about the Ouija board, which, by the way, next podcast, we're doing the Ouija board.
Ouija board.
We're going to do it. Okay, guys, we got to move on. It's Halloween time again, and you know what that means.
Razor blades inside of Snickers.
No.
No, Darius. That means women can go dressed in as little clothing as they want and call it a sexy costume.
Oh, well, yes, but no. Horror movies. And you can't spell horror without our next guest, right? He's been referred to as the godfather of gore and the sultan of splatter. He has transformed the horror and the splatter movie genre. His work can be seen in such movies such as Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead. He's got Creep Show under his belt, The Burning, Friday the 13th movies, the co-creator of actual Jason Voorhees. Yeah, I'm talking you up, Tom. The actor, director, stuntman, and award-winning special effects makeup artist, Tom Savini. Tom, how are you?
Just peachy. couple of things. I saw that Herschel Gordon Lewis just passed away, and he was the godfather of gore, so I guess it's passed on to me.
Yeah, you're the heir by default. Congratulations.
I just got back from Kentucky for a meeting with the Friday the 13th game people. Have you heard about that game?
I actually have. I pre-ordered the on the Kickstarter, and I was super excited about it, and the trailer looks awesome.
Yeah, 40 million people have tuned into that trailer.
Holy hell.
Oh, wow.
Goodness. How were you involved in that?
I created all the kills and a new Jason, a Jason that kind of takes place between the third movie and the final chapter, which I did.
That's awesome.
Final chapter. That was with Corey Feldman, which was not even close to the final chapter, right? I mean, that was.
Well, it was called the final chapter because they really thought that was going to be the last one.
How many of do they actually think those are going to be the last one? He always comes back, doesn't he?
Well, the fourth one made so much money that I think we're going to see a Friday the 13th part 13. You know.
I hope it never ends.
And Halloween this year falls on Friday the 13th.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even realize that, Tom. I appreciate that. Tom, you were born and raised here in Pittsburgh.
In this house.
In the same house you're living in?
Yeah, I've been here 70 years.
That's awesome.
Oh, my goodness. So,
See that every day.
so how was it? How was life for you growing up in the Berg?
Well, I was a kid in the 50s, and that was the best time to exist. I was 8 years old when the Creature from the Black Lagoon played at the Plaza Theater up the street. So the 50s was my favorite time. That was the great horror movies, you know, not Curse of Frankenstein, Teenage Frankenstein and The Creature from the Black Lagoon and Rodan and Godzilla and all those great things, you know. So that's what my early childhood was like. I went to a Catholic school. I went to Central High School, you know.
Central Catholic High School?
Yeah.
That's I graduated from there as well.
What year?
What were we?
02.
I was behind you
I
guys.
was 02.
02. That's like last month time. I graduated in 64.
Is that it? Oh, so you're a young buck. I see. Now I can see why we look exactly alike. We should probably bring up the fact that we look a little alike. There were some pictures we were comparing. I got to know, and you don't have to tell me the truth, but 32 years ago, did you have a romantic night with an Irish Catholic woman named Diane?
Diane. Should I check how many Dianes I've been in? 32 years ago. What's her last name?
It would have been. I guess that's my last name.
Yes.
Yeah. Now I got to beep that
'Cause
out.
you think you're my son.
You're right. That's what I'm going for. Yeah. What do you think?
Awesome.
I think
I like
you're
it.
belaboring that point.
Actually, Darius had a question for you, Darius.
Who is your film industry influence?
Well, beginning with Lon Chaney, the silent screen actor.
The man of 1,000 faces.
You got it. That's the movie that I saw at the Plaza Theater that changed my life.
James.
I was just a
James
Italian
Cagney?
kid loafing on the corners until I saw that movie, and then I was shining shoes in this neighborhood to buy makeup.
Oh, wow.
But that movie changed my life. So Lon Chaney, and then Jack Pierce, of course. Dick Smith. Dick Smith is like the greatest influence because he shared his secrets. That's how I got to learn, all the stuff.
You're also sharing your secrets. You have a school and you have a couple books out. And you did some things with George Romero.
Well, that's why I wrote the books because you couldn't find out anything. Everybody, they were holding on to their secrets except Dick Smith. He shared everything. Everything we do today, Dick Smith invented, and we're just enhancing it and making it better.
That's awesome.
That's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
There's Fluffy.
Hey,
Oh,
Fluffy.
that's the actual Fluffy from Creepshow. That is amazing. Is that the original? That's not the original, is it?
That's a sculpture I just did of him.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Is amazing. So, okay. I don't know if a lot of people even know this about you, but you did a tour of duty of combat as a cameraman in Vietnam. That's true, correct?
I was a combat photographer.
And how difficult was that for you? And as sick as this might be to ask, I mean, how did that attribute to your future in Hollywood?
Well, it contributed a lot. I mean, people think that my interest in special makeup effects began in Vietnam, but it began when I was 11, as I've said. Vietnam was a lesson in anatomy, because, I have a reputation. My effects are super realistic, and it's because I saw the real stuff. I'm the only makeup artist that has seen the real stuff, My job was to photograph the bodies,
Oh, man.
Wow.
That's got to be pretty intense.
I'm imagining that had a
Yeah.
little bit of an effect on you.
Well, I felt the safety behind the camera. Plus, when I looked at the stuff, my attitude was, how would I create that?
Really? Right out the gate like that. How would I create that?
How would I create that with makeup materials? Yeah.
Unbelievable. Steve, did you have a question for him?
Yeah, actually, I saw a picture of you. There's actually a picture while you were getting tattooed. I think it was on your left shoulder you were getting tattooed, and you had something on your right shoulder. And as somebody with tattoos myself, I have a few that mean a lot to me. What tattoos do you have, and do they have like meaning to you, or are they just something that you kind of got on a whim?
No, I have the exact same thing on both shoulders. The exact same thing. My brother Henry is a tattoo artist, and along about when I was 55, I thought, you know what? He's 90 years old right now. I thought I need to get a tattoo from my brother. So it was
Yeah, can we see it?
this.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Well, no, that's not it.
Oh,
The tribal
Yeah.
skull.
I see the
The
tribal.
tribal skull was his,
okay.
Holy crap.
and then this. Whoops. Squaring the this
that skull there
this
is pretty
skull.
Oh, wow.
That's Paul Acker's. This guy, Paul Booth, is his mentor. So this was my brother. Paul Acker did this, and then George Romero's son put the points on it.
Oh,
That's
wow.
amazing.
So it's three people that have done that.
And you
And
got the same on both shoulders.
yeah, it's the same on both, as you can see.
Oh,
very,
yeah.
very cool.
That's pretty
Very
sweet.
I
awesome.
noticed you got some names as well.
Yeah, this is This is my daughter Leah.
Leah,
Nice.
This is her son James.
look at that.
And now I've got to put Carson down here. That's her newest son and my newest grandson.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
Kind of nice getting actual meaningful tattoos, right?
Yeah.
That isn't a Savini tattoo. I don't know what is. Hey, and so in 1996, you were in Dust Till Dawn with George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino.
95.
95, excuse me, I'm
It
sorry.
probably didn't come out till 96.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's where I saw it. Did you do the makeup and special effects for that as well? I know you were in it, obviously.
No, I was only in that.
Okay. And so
But I also just did 6 episodes of the Dusk Till Dawn TV series.
I noticed there was a little spin-off, and you play Bert. Is that correct? I haven't seen it. I meant to.
Yeah, I watched the latest episode last night.
Well, I got to ask. Come on. There's no, from IMDb, telling me there's no sex machine. Where is the sex machine?
Jake Busey.
He is the sex machine?
Jake Busey is sex machine. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. And how is it working with him?
Well, they purposely wrote in some rivalry between the two of us.
That's great.
Like the first time I see him as a character, I just killed this creature that's been terrorizing the world, and Jake Busey is there, and his leather is like sex machine, you know.
Right.
And the Ranger is there, so I say hi to the Ranger, and I look at Jake, and I go, "What the hell are you supposed to be?" She says, "Well, I have a PhD in archaeology, and some people call me sex machine." And I kind of look him up and down and go, "Yeah, right."
Yeah.
That's perfect. That's perfect. All right, so I know you did some work on Django Unchained, 2012. That's what it came.
Yeah.
You were responsible for the dogs. I actually heard another interview. You're responsible for the dog scene, anyway. Is that your first time working with the animals?
Yeah. Bullet and King. They were Belgian Malinois shepherds.
They already sound frightful.
Yeah,
Why
I'm
would
terrified.
You, couldn't
Well, the
have been
trainer.
like Fluffy
I
and Max.
had like a 15-minute training session with them.
15.
The trainer said to the dogs, "Stand up, sit down, turn left, move, look up." The dogs, like they understood English. They did anything he said. So he said, "Okay, I'm going to make the dogs go crazy now. I want you to hang on to them."
Okay.
So he did this gesture, and the dogs dragged me on my knees 30 feet into the It was like holding back a car.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my!
I eventually was able to brace myself, and I was able to, hold them back. And there was one scene where the slave is up the tree. Josh is up the tree. I think his name was D'Artagnan in the movie. And Leonardo DiCaprio pulls up in the carriage, and he says, "Shut these dogs up. I can't hear myself think." And the guy next to me was supposed to say, "Get these dogs out of here." But he's screaming, and he's yelling, "Fuck!" And I look, and the dogs are attacking him. He bit him on the ass cheek and dragged him to the ground by his ass. Tore his pants off. His ass looked like Mars.
Oh,
Come
no.
on.
Man.
So Quentin called lunch. We all went to lunch. But the guy came back after lunch with a new wardrobe, and we did the scene again. But this time he said, get these dogs out of here. And I went to grab the dogs, and now the dogs have attacked me on my arm.
Oh, Jesus.
But I continued
come
the
on.
scene. I had a dog hanging off my arm until Quentin's yelled cut, And it wasn't the teeth that hurt. It was the pressure of
Oh,
the
yeah.
Just crushing.
The trainer said the reason I still have my arm is because the dogs are trained to attack stunt pads, and they didn't fill pads on my arm, so they kind of gave me a break.
A little leeway there. Unbelievable.
They're like, "Oh, it's not as soft as it should be. We should maybe pull back a little bit."
So you directed Night of the Living Dead, 1990.
Yeah.
Okay. It was a remake, right, of George Romero's 1968 black and white classic. Was it nerve-wracking doing that? Did you feel the pressure from George? Did he ask you to do it? How did you get that gig? And were you scared of living up to the original?
Well, George said, "We got another gig. We're going to be doing a remake of Night of the Living Dead." And I thought, great, I'm going to be making zombies again. He said, no, I want you to direct it.
Ooh.
So, but he wasn't there. He had to go to Florida and write The Dark Half. He had a deadline for that. But it was the worst experience of my life.
Jeez, okay.
The movie itself is only about 30% of what I intended to do. The there was just no time. There was just no time. I completely prepared and shot the movie on paper, and I had 600 storyboards made.
Oh wow!
And when George saw them, he said, "Well, you've got a 6-week movie up there, but you only have 4 weeks to shoot it."
Oh jeez.
So he wasn't there. He went back to Florida. He came back toward the end to help us combine scenes because he's a master editor. But I hated the movie for a long time. But then I went to a midnight screening. I forget where. Maybe the Pittsburgh Filmmakers or something.
Okay.
No, it was at the Waterworks Cinema, and I did a Q&A at 11 before the movie, and I wasn't going to sit down and watch it, but I did. It was the first time I saw it objectively, the first time I saw it as a stranger, and it's really good. The acting is terrific, the suspense is there, so I don't feel bad about what I didn't get to do anymore. I think it stands on its own. People tell me it's one of the better remakes that they've seen.
I would have to agree. I think everyone here agrees too.
Absolutely.
Can't believe you even thought about that. I'm not even blowing smoke up your ass. I love that film.
Yeah.
Great.
And
Great.
I bet there's so many people, maybe probably a little younger than me, that probably don't even know that is a remake.
My assistant, he said he saw it when he was a kid, and it was like one of his favorite movies. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. That's gotta be nice to hear.
That is. It's got to be nice to hear. Special effects, makeup artist, champion, right? So Friday the 13th, 1980, you helped create Jason Voorhees. What was the inspiration behind that? Where did you come up with that? I mean, it's a guy in a hockey mask wielding a machete, and it has haunted the dreams and nightmares of people for years.
He didn't have a hockey mask when I created him. He was just a kid. The mother was the killer in the movie, and the kid was just a kid that drowned, and the kid wasn't even in the movie except in the flashback sequences. And I had this argument with Betsy Palmer, who played the mother, because she said, "Well, no, we never found the body." So I said, "Well, what's that mean?" He climbed out of the lake, and he for 35 years he was eating crayfish and surviving. But she says, "Yeah, they didn't find the body." So, but his makeup, his look was a guy in my neighborhood, a guy in Bloomfield, that I saw when I was a kid, a bum. Bill Bailey was his name. One ear was lower than the other. He had kind of a Quasimodo eyes, So I based his look on that guy, but because I made him bald, with kind of a large, like a pinhead,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's amazing. All right, so Smoke and Mirrors. I got a chance to watch some of it. I couldn't watch it all, but you got a lot of praise. Danny Trejo, Alice Cooper, Danny McBride.
Where did you get to see it?
No, I just saw there was like the preview.
Oh, a trailer.
The trailer, yeah. There's two of them out there, and guys talking you up. Greg Nicotero, producer from The Walking Dead, says
he's here. He's here in town.
I was gonna say, is he right there in your house?
Yeah, when you said he's here, I was like, wait a minute, is he off camera?
If it was tomorrow at 1:00, he'd be here.
Oh, that's very cool. That's very cool.
His uncle Sam Nicotero passed away, and that's why he's here. But he was here over the weekend. He was here over the weekend for his dad's 80th birthday and his high school reunion. But I was in Kentucky, so I didn't get to see him. So I'm driving back from Kentucky, and he calls me and says, "Oh, Sam died." And I've directed Sam. I've worked with Sam before in movies. Wow. So he has to come back for the funeral. That's tomorrow.
Unbelievable. Well, I guess that sort of answers my next question. Are you working with him? Are you in cahoots with him, doing anything kind of fun that you can talk about, or
nothing I can talk about?
Nothing you can talk about.
Oh damn! Right. some secret shit going on.
I know we're running out of time, but I just got to ask you. You got the school, Tom Savini Special Makeup Effects Program. Kids can walk away with an actual associate's degree.
Yeah.
How neat is that? So, what made you want to teach?
Well, I've been approached many times about starting a school. The Art Institute in Pittsburgh wanted me to put my name on their program, but then they never called back, so I thought, that was bullshit. And then Joe Blasco's school in Florida and Calais wanted me to put my name on it. And then he never called back. So when the real guy, Jeff Imbrescia, who's the president of my school, when he called, I didn't believe him, and I just ignored him. And this guy was ready with the cash, and so I finally went to a meeting with him, and he just convinced me, and I signed right on the spot. That was 16 years ago. We just celebrated our 16th anniversary. But it's a 16-month program, which is, we're not kidding around. These other schools are like 11 weeks, 4 months. Right. We're 16 months in this degree program, and it costs less than those things. And the students come from all over the world. I don't know. Are you on Facebook? Have you seen my posts?
I've seen it all. I really have.
Well, then you saw the last class that came in. There were 70 students just came.
Holy shit!
Wow,
that's from all over the country.
That's awesome.
And how neat is that? You got to be proud.
Mostly women. They're mostly women, and that's unusual. I mean, when we first started, it was all guys and occasional women, but this was mostly women. And there have been Academy Award-winning makeup artists, female makeup artists.
Was your school? I feel like it was at Century 3 Mall for a little while, wasn't it?
No.
Somebody else's was there then.
No, I did Terramania there.
Oh, that's what it was.
Terramania.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I did a haunted attraction there, but we did it near my school for 8 years.
Okay.
All right.
That leads me to a question. Since Pittsburgh has a lot of haunted houses around here, have you been to any of them? And is there one that you think is never been to any of them?
Not a one.
No. I went downtown to the Strip District to had a meeting with the guys that have a haunted house there. They wanted me to be involved in, but again, they didn't call back.
What's the name of the one in the Strip District?
Was that
Terrortown, I think.
Terrortown.
Terrortown. That was it. That was it.
They actually said there were some real hauntings there. I don't know if that was.
I was going to be involved in that, but then that
They
never
never
happened.
called you back. That's kind of messed up.
Tom,
Never happened.
last question before I know we run out of time.
We have at least 5 more minutes.
Great. So you wake up every morning to create creatures to scare the living shit out of everyone. What scares Tom Savini?
Spiders.
Wow, I didn't see that
I
coming.
did not see that coming at all. Spiders.
Spiders and razor blades.
Ooh.
Razor blades.
Yeah, razor blades kind of freak me out a little bit thinking about
Because
getting
if
cut.
somebody comes at you with a straight razor,
Yeah, you're getting
Hey,
cut.
if somebody comes to me with a spider, I'm not going to like it either.
that's right. But you're going to get fucked up if somebody comes at you with a razor.
Yeah, that's insane. Tom, you got 5 minutes. You mind playing a little trivia game? We play at
Sure,
the end of
yeah,
every
yeah.
one of these games? Okay, fantastic. Well, the game is called Fact or Fucked, by the way, in case you don't want to say the F word. It's F-U-C-T, so it's not as obscene as it is adorable. Fact or Fucked. Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, filmed in 1960, was the first American film to show a toilet on screen.
I got to keep my streak going.
Tom says false. What do you say?
I'm gonna go with fact.
That is a fact.
Oh,
I know. I just read.
Tom fact checking me.
I have this book. It's 4001 Weird Facts. You know what? I probably read that Psycho was the first movie that had a toilet in it.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was something else.
How crazy is that, though? Right? All right. Let's
Actually, my Night of the Living Dead, I wanted a toilet. I wanted to see guys go into the bathroom. They wouldn't let me. Because even though you're trapped in a house, I mean, you're going to take a leak, And so
Constantly,
they didn't want me to do it.
All right, Tom. Fact or fucked? You ready? The classic Spielberg thriller Jaws, released on June 20th, 1975, had every clock set for 6:19 in an attempt to foreshadow the exact American release date of the film, but ended up being 16 hours too late. Fact or fucked?
I think I read something like that. I think it's true.
That is fucked. I'm sorry, Tom.
oh,
I'm sorry,
damn.
Tom.
I'm losing a little.
That's usually
usually how-
Darius's forte. He usually-
Sissy Spacek, star of the 1976 horror film Carrie, was briefly replaced by her sister Elizabeth, or Bethany Spacek, on set while Sissy underwent 2 back-to-back surgeries for chronic neck and back pain. Bethany can be seen exactly 2 minutes and 45 seconds of the film's final cut. Fact or fucked?
I'm going to say fact.
That is fucked. You guys are terrible.
You're striking out tonight.
I tell you what though, Linda Hamilton's sister was in The Terminator when they shot a scene in the mirror of a Terminator.
Who was?
Second
I'm sorry.
Terminator. Second Terminator.
The second Terminator. Who was in the
They
mirror?
were doing surgery on Arnold Schwarzenegger's back in that abandoned store.
Right.
Through the mirror shot, Linda Hamilton's sister, because it wasn't a real mirror. It was really,
She's in the back.
Just
yeah,
hanging
right,
out.
exactly. But also, the whole reason that Jason in Friday the 13th jumps out of the lake at the end in a dream sequence
Yeah.
Right.
was because I had just seen Carrie. See, they had no ending to the movie. I said, why can't Jason come back and and grab her?
Yeah.
And they said, we'll make it a dream. So, and it's only because I saw Carrie. When you think the movie is over and the credits are going to roll,
Yeah.
and that fucking hand comes out of the grave and scares the shit out of you.
Right.
So that's why Jason comes out of the lake, because I had just seen Carrie.
That's awesome.
All right.
I actually went dressed as Jason for Halloween when I was like 8 years old. I was
You should
so
show him
pumped.
your shirt.
Oh
Why don't
yeah,
you show him your
I'll
shirt.
stand up and show you my
We don't
shirt
have a whole
real
lot of
quick.
time, but come on, show him your shirt.
Cool shirt.
There it is. Your own
But I
creation.
was just at a Friday the 13th convention, so you wouldn't believe the shirts I saw there, all
Oh, yeah.
Jason related.
That might have been the hardest Nintendo game ever. It was impossible to beat.
What, you mean the old Friday the 13th?
Yeah,
game?
old
the
Well,
old.
that was a piece of shit.
Yeah, it sucked, but it was
It was
so hard to
terrible.
beat.
You should wait. This one's going to blow your
I
mind.
can't wait. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah.
All right, Steve.
Hi.
Here we go. Brad Pitt was originally casted for the role of Ash in the 1992 film Army of Darkness, but eventually went to Bruce Campbell after Pitt turned down the role for the movie Legends of the Fall. Fact or fucked?
Man, I'm
That
gonna
has to be fucked because Sam Raimi would not cast anybody but Bruce Campbell.
I'm gonna go with Tom on this one.
Tom's
I'm
right.
gonna
It's
say fucked.
fucked. All right. Let's go, Tom. All right. We're going to play a little audio for you, just a quick one, and it's
This has to be the last thing because I got to go.
that's fine.
That's perfect.
Last one, and we are out of here. So there's a scream, right? And it's the Wilhelm scream. It's a
The
stock,
Wilhelm scream. It's been used over and over again in many movies. It was in Star Wars.
and there it is.
He already knew.
I think you've already beat me, Tom.
He've already answered it.
There it was, Tom. I was just wondering if you ever played that in any of your movies.
Yes, actually, yes.
No way. Which one? Do you remember?
Oh, I've done 60 films. Now.
Right, I know.
Holy
I didn't think
shit.
you'd remember. I just want to know if there was something.
No, because you're not a movie maker unless you've used the Wilhelm scream.
Wilhelm scream. It's been in everything. Tom, I'm going to let you go. Thank you.
All right, good luck with your show.
It has been an honor.
That has been an honor and a pleasure.
I'm glad
Tom.
we did it. You bet.
Tom,
Thanks.
I can't
See
thank
ya.
you enough. I'll see you.
Yep.
Okay, bye.
That was the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Tom Savini. We can't thank him enough for coming on the show, and what an awesome guy he was, huh? If you want to check us out, if you want to find more of the Weekend Superheroes, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter. Our handle is WKND Superheroes. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, Spreaker, Stitcher. If you want to email us, you can email us at podcast@weekendsuperheroes.com. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We hope to hear you back again. Please subscribe. Please give us comments. Send us some love. And until then, remember to podcast responsibly.